It's a brand new day with Mo and News. It's time to have your say. She's got the scoop, the stories, all the latest trends. Mo's got the news, let's hear it. My dear friends, from politics to showbiz, no story's too small. Mo covers it all. She's got the inside call, her voice so smooth, like honey in the summer sun. With Mo on the mic, you know the news is always fun. Mornings with Mo, the best newsy news in the world. With her style so classic and her stories unfurled. From morning till night, she's got us in the know. Turn on your radio, let Mo's newsy news flow.
Hey guys, it's Mo. I hope you are having a good Friday morning. We are here. It is the 25th. We are this close to Halloween, as my boys keep reminding me. We're trying something new this year. We have had a gajillion costumes. So I have an entire box of costumes and they can pick from those. I'm not buying new costumes this year. So they're like, can we take the box out of your closet now? Good morning, Teresa and Tammy, and thank you, Wolfram, for doing all of the mod stuff that you do every day. Good morning, Rowdy and Greedy Bloke. And I think that's everyone. So welcome. So our first story is pretty sad. Honestly, going to tell you guys that I did not watch Tarzan, even the reruns. So I'm not too familiar with this person, but it is a celebrity passing, and probably a lot of people liked Tarzan. It just wasn't my jam. Tarzan Scar. Well, you are such a butthole. I am going to have Mr. Mo figure out why Brave is being a giant behind. Let's see here. Tarzan star Ron Eli, dead at 86. There was something truly magical about him. He was that day's Henry Cavill. Ron Eli, the actor best known on his role for the TV series Tarzan, has passed away. He was 86. Well, okay. Heck yes. Sir, in his older ages with a loincloth, was very, very handsome. I may have to go watch those reruns now. The star passed away on September 29th at the home of one of his daughters in the vicinity of Santa Barbara, California, according to the New York Times. His daughter, Kirsten, first announced the news on Instagram. She confirmed her father's death to Fox News Digital. The world has lost one of the greatest men it's ever known. I've lost my dad, Kirsten shared in a statement posted on Instagram Wednesday. My daughter was someone that people called a hero. He was an actor, writer, coach, mentor, family man, and leader. He created a powerful wave of positive influence wherever he went. The impact he's had on others is something I've never witnessed in any other person. There was something truly magical about him. This is how the world knew him. I knew him as my dad. And what a heaven sent honor that has been. To me, he hung the moon. My father's life story was one of relentless perseverance, unending dedication to his family and friends, courage to do what is right, and the willing sacrifice to facilitate dreams of those he loved. It was a story of joy and love, something everyone close to him had the privilege of experiencing. Once you knew my father's love, the world began to get brighter and more meaningful. What a wonderful tribute for a daughter to say of her father. And, I think sometimes in parenthood, we're not quite sure if we're doing the right thing. I mean, you get that teenager that you ask, okay, how is your day going? And they're like, so it can be a little bit like flying or trying to do something where you're not quite sure you're doing a good job. And I hope that she got to tell him these things while he was alive, because I know I say it a lot, but tell people how much they mean to you every day. Every day is not promised. And sometimes we think of all these wonderful things we wish we had said when a person was alive. My greatest comfort is knowing that my dad is with my mama and my brother. It's also my greatest sadness because I miss them all so much, it's etched into my soul. I will proudly carry all of my favorite pieces of them, lovingly cemented into my heart until we meet again. There are more loincloth photos. It is Friday. Ladies, you're welcome. Although that looks more like a sarong, and now I'm going to imagine that when I see my HOA ladies at the pool. Eli starred on Tarzan for the entire 57 episode run from NBC or on NBC from 1966 to 1968. He first made a name for himself in the 1950s, working in supporting roles on popular television shows such as Father Knows Best, How to Marry a Millionaire, and The Many Loves of Dobie Gills before breaking out in Tarzan. The series modernized the famed jungle hero created by novelist Edgar Rice Burroughs in 1912, trading the image of a primitive creature capable of only monosyllabic grunts to a modern man who returns to his home in the jungle after spending time amidst the civilized world. NBC's Tarzan kept the titular protagonist chimpanzee's sidekick, Cheetah, but omitted his love interest, Jane. To be fair, Jane probably would have been ticked off she had to leave the real world. She's like, "Wait a minute, we're living in a tree? How do I get throw pillows up here? Where am I gonna put my Stanley cups?" Let's see here. He paused his work as an actor in the 90s to help raise his 3 children, Kirsten, Caitlin, and Cameron. The star returned to small screen in 2014 with the TV movie Expecting Amish about a young woman on the verge of joining the Amish church when a trip to Hollywood gives her a glimpse of the world beyond. Interesting. I stepped out of acting to raise a family and be able to spend more time with them here in Santa Barbara. Now that the kids are all through college with advanced degrees, my family asked me, "What are you hanging around for?" So I started looking around and this film came up. It felt so good making a movie. I wish I had never left. Eli's life was also marked by tragedy. His wife, Valerie London Eli, was stabbed to death in 2019 at their home in Santa Barbara. When police responded to calls of a family disturbance at the home, they had to use deadly force on Eli's only son. And apparently, it looks like it was an unaliving and maybe self-deletion by police officers. In 2020, Eli sued the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department, accusing the officers of wrongful death, negligence, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and more. In the lawsuit, he alleged Cameron had his hands up when the sheriffs returned fire. He also said the deputies failed to provide timely medical care to both his son and his wife. A federal jury ruled against this lawsuit, deciding that law enforcement's use of deadly force was justified and lawful. So, however, we always look on the other side. We always say, "Oh my gosh, he's a Hollywood actor. He must have, everything going for him, or, money can buy this kind of thing." Tragedy happens to everyone. Everyone has broken pieces of them. And, you know, the fact that his daughter can still write such a loving tribute means that, he soldiered through. And despite all the darkness around him, he still held a light. He was still a light to other people. And that is just, really good. You know, life isn't always great things, but it is very, very interesting and a great tribute to a loving father and how to overcome immense tragedy. Uh, we've talked about not texting about our crimes, but apparently some people never learn. A husband texted his business partner to, quote, haul ass to his house to hide a rifle a day before he reported his Texas wife missing. Sir, you're a dum dum. The husband of Texas mom Suzanne Simpson, who urgently messaged his business partner to haul ass to his home to help hide a rifle a day before he reported his wife missing. Quote, if you're in Bandera, can you haul ass to meet me at your house? Brad Simpson allegedly texted James Valet Cotter on the morning of October 8th, according to an arrest affidavit viewed by KENS5. I don't have much time. In a follow up message, Simpson, 53, attempted to downplay the frantic tone he had minutes earlier. Sorry for the urgency, but you're all I've got, especially now. Social media is destroying me, the property tycoon wrote. Cotter, 65, agreed to help his partner and allegedly took an AK 47 from Simpson and stowed the firearm inside a wall in his home. Not shady at all. This is totally normal. I always take business partners, force multipliers long style, and hide them in my wall. Dingus. Suzanne Simpson, 51, was last seen on October 6th, the same day her and her husband got into a shouting match. The mother of four called her own mother around 9 p.m., an hour before she was last seen, to tell her that Bradley had physically hurt her, which included injuring her arm and her back. The laying of hands was quote unquote alcohol related, Suzanne's mother, Barbara Clark, suggested at a vigil for her daughter. A neighbor reportedly heard the couple arguing outside their San Antonio home before hearing screaming in a wooded area between 10 and 11 p.m., according to KSAT. Brad Simpson reported his wife missing on October the 9th. He was arrested the same day and charged with assault causing bodily injury, family violence, and unlawful restraint. Officials, having viewed previously recorded videos of Simpson's gun vault, searched the home and discovered that the gun was missing from the location it was seen in the footage. A searcher of Cotter's phone or home on the 21st recovered the gun with the help of the NATF K9 team that pinpointed its location. Authorities believe a sting attached to the gun's sight was intended to allow for easy retrieval of the gun out of the void from the wall. Because, everyone hides force multipliers in the wall. That's just what one does, of course. I mean, it's a Tuesday. There's a wall that does look like a Canadian tuxedo. That is a denim shirt with some sparkly silver thread. Not sure what look he's going for. But unfortunately, Cotter got himself in a little bit of trouble because, interfering in an investigation is kind of illegal. If you hide important evidence, also kind of not legal. Cotter was arrested and charged with third-degree felony of tampering with evidence with intent to impair an investigation. Couldn't have happened to a bigger dingleberry. Simpson was handed additional charges of prohibited weapons and tampering and fabricating with evidence following the discovery of the force multiplier because it came from China. KENS5 reported he's also facing federal gun, charges for illegal possession of a short-barreled rifle. Simpson is being held on bonds totaling $3 million and is due back in court on November 23rd. He has not been charged with his wife's disappearance, but officials have searched landfills, wooded areas, and her home for body and collecting evidence. This is probably going to be a case to watch if they find the body. If not, I know that cases without a body are typically harder to try, but this could be something that is a big case. I mean, you have affluent people, you have, kind of a conspiracy to hide evidence after this. This is one that we will probably be getting to later as far as it being a pretty big trial that will be streaming. In all of the redonkulous things for a school to do, because I know my kid would do this, but an elite private school is sued for expelling a 10-year-old who sent an email with a squirt gun emoji and lyrics to Young Melly or whatever his name is, Young Slime Life, Murder on My Mind. So because he sent, rap lyrics and, an emoji, he is now expelled for zero tolerance because, of course, why not? Parents of a 10-year-old boy are suing an elite California private elementary school for expelling the fifth grader after he sent a classmate an email containing squirt gun emojis and lyrics from a rap song called Murder on My Mind. The suit against Curtis School in Los Angeles, which reportedly cost more than $28,000 per year per student, and was once attended by David and Victoria Beckham's kids. Well, maybe they teach you how to bend it like Beckham. Who knows? Also, a good movie. According to a lawsuit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court, the boy and his friends had exchanged emails on September 5th, each of them sending sequential lyrics to Melly's Murder on My Mind. The exchange, which was initiated by the boy's friend, went as follow. Oh, I'm learning all the lyrics too because I know you guys are going to be shocked. Young Melly is not something I would typically put on my radio. Wake up in the morning, I got murder on my mind, AK-40. What is these lyrics are ridiculous. So there you go. There are the lyrics. I'm pretty sure I can't say a bunch of these words. So there you are. 20 days later, on September 25th, the boy was sitting in math class when his friend sent him an email from across the room. The boy responded, "I hate you," in one email, followed by several squirt gun emojis in subsequent messages. You're, you gone yet? Are you deceased yet? The boy quipped. Uh, After the squirt gun emoji emails, the boys interacted with each other as usual, which included the school's annual fair at Santa Monica Pier. On September 30th, the school's director of third, fourth, and fifth grades reportedly took the boy out of class to inquire about the inappropriate emails. The director told the boy that she expected to take away his technology privileges as a form of punishment. But the next day, the head of school, Mira Ratzner, who was also named in the lawsuit, called the boy's parents into a meeting and informed them that the school was expelling him. Quote, "The emails between two friends do not appear to violate any student conduct rule, and the squirt gun emoji is available on the Curtis School IT system that is used by the students." Attorneys Mark M. Hathaway and Jenna E. Barker of Hathaway Parker Law Firm wrote, "On information and belief, respondent Ratzner did not impose any similar discipline on the petitioner's friend, nor was his friend barred from campus or expelled. Respondent's final decision to expel petitioner and bar him from campus is arbitrary and capricious." I love the word capricious. It was not his phone. It was apparently like a laptop or a tablet that they were using in school that I guess could communicate with each other, from what I'm gathering from the article. So this looks like a system that is, linked to the school, so it should probably take those emojis off if they find them inappropriate. One of the parents fired off an email which included the lawsuit to Rasner on October 2nd that called the punishment unreasonable, especially considered the words that the boys were using were song lyrics. The boy had good grades, had never been in trouble before, his parents noted. It's also worth pointing out, the parents said, that the school did not expel the other boy who used lyrics as well. "We're deeply disappointed by your situation or your decision based to expel on emails between two classmates who showed a willingness to talk about force multipliers based on song lyrics. We think your decision fails to take account of context in which these communications occurred. Our son has never been accused of threatening others at school." Ratzner wrote back that she considered the squirt gun emoji threatening. Ma'am, you're ridiculous. Meanwhile, I am sure there is some child that really needs help in your school that maybe is, internalizing a lot, maybe having some depression issues. You're not paying attention to that kid. No, you want to go after the kid that did a squirt gun emoji. And the fact that it was 20 days after sending the Melly Lyrics, a serious infraction we cannot ignore. The administrator held fast to the decision to expel and said she would help parents find a new school for the boy. The school sent out a following statement to local media outlets. While we are disappointed to learn about the litigation, our priority is to ensure a safe, secure campus for all students. And we are not able to comment on individual students. Yeah, this is homeschool your kids if you can. And I say this as a person who doesn't because I don't have the patience. I think there are a gajillion good teachers out there, but there are some really, really bad ones. And unfortunately, if a kid gets one of those bad ones, that can shut down the learning process for years. Well, I never thought 2024, you got me. I never thought I would be talking about Nicole Kidman faking O's, but I am. I, in fact, am. 2024, you brilliant, shiny, absurd bastard. You just keep on shining. Nicole Kidman, 57, said she had to pause the filming of Baby Girl because she didn't want to owe anymore. Quote, I hate doing it. Well, I mean, okie dokie. Well, there's a pause face if I've ever seen it, but I don't want to keep that up there just in case YouTube gets all the big mad at me. Nicole Kidman joked that she was, quote, so turned on while filming her new smexy drama, Baby Girl, that she had to temporarily hit the brakes on the production. In the smexy movie, Kidman plays a powerful businesswoman who risks her career and her family life to have a passionate affair with a much younger intern, played by Harris Dickinson. You know you're getting old or you just don't care when you're like, "Who the hell is this? And who is this?" Like, I don't know who this person is. Now, Antonio Banderas. I am a silver fox hunter, and you have a goatee, which means you might be able to do something with my computer? Grr. Just kidding, you guys. The 57-year-old actress, what said that faking O's in her smexy scenes with Dickinson and Antonio Banderas, who plays her husband in the movie, became too much to handle. There were times when we were shooting where I was like, "I don't wanna owe anymore," Kidman said per The Sun. "Must be a hard life. Must be a very hard life. I will send you flowers and Hallmark will make a movie for you." The Big Little Lies star took on the project to challenge herself, but the process brought moments she wasn't ready for. In fact, Kidman admits she would often say, "Don't come near me. I hate doing this" during filming. "I don't care if I'm ever touched again in my life," she joked. Even Dickinson revealed at a press conference that he would tell the cast and crew to go away for a second when he needed space on set. The upcoming film's steamy trailer is already giving moviegoers a glimpse of what's to come, with all the sexual tension spilling over the screen. I have a couple questions. Okay, first of all, if any of you went to see 50 Shades of Grey in the theater, why? I don't like those books. I think the author is terrible, but why go see, like, basically Lady Prawn in a theater with a bunch of other ladies and heavy breathing? Just, ugh, just it just was way too creepy for me. But apparently you can see Nicole Kidman get smexy with both Antonio Banderas and this young kid guy. I mean, and apparently her life was very hard having to deal with this because, she had to pretend that she was having a lot of fun. Weird flex slash humble brag, but okay. Go see, Nicole Kidman. I'm sure it'll be fun. I know a lot of us are trying to be healthier, and I will say, when I first saw Jelly Roll, not gonna lie, I did not think he was ever gonna be my cup of tea. I didn't really, know what I was my brain couldn't quite process Jelly Roll, I am going to be honest. But I heard Jelly Roll talk to Congress about the, addiction, uh, crisis. I was like, "I know there's a word for it, it's there." And just his honesty, his candor, and it really, really spoke to me, and then he, did a Grand Ole Opry with I cannot remember his name, but it's a country singer who lost his son, and was also a veteran, and just his story is very compelling, so I'm very proud of him for getting healthier. Jelly Roll has lost 100 pounds. He's hit a major milestone with no plans to slow down. Next year, you won't even recognize me. The country star and his nutrition coach, Ian Lorios, shared how he's changed his diet and stayed active while on tour. Jelly Roll has hit an impressive milestone on his ongoing weight loss journey, sharing that he's lost 100 pounds so far. The country star, 39, shared a video on his Instagram on October the 22nd saying, "Next year, when y'all see me, you won't recognize me. I'm going to get under a pile of weights in a way I never had," he said before his nutrition coach, Ian Larios, showed off what the singer, whose real name is Jason Bradley DeFord, has been doing to stay on track while on the road, ongoing or during his ongoing Beautifully Broken tour. We just passed the halfway point of our tour, and Jelly's been crushing it. Uh, we're either walking around the arena playing basketball or boxing. He just surpassed a 100-pound weight loss, and it's really good. I will say common just absolutely respect for him. I know being on the road, I know, that kind of thing, it cannot be easy to continue to make those good choices. But I really like, when I see people doing things for themselves, making better choices, to give them some praise because we all have the people that are like, "Yeah, it's a fad. He'll get back to it." But he's he's doing he's walking the walk and talking the talk, and I just find him to be a genuine person. But it it's not that big a deal. But I always like to commend people for doing a good job. Even though he has a gajillion and 12 fans and probably doesn't know who I am. Now, y'all, what is going on with this headline? Quote, "Butchered by my sister under his advisement, siblings of spellcasting woman charged with mother's unaliving says her brother is the mastermind." What in the Hades is this headline in this case? A high profile and highly macabre murder case out of Kentucky has undergone a crease in the narrative after the filing and granting of a protective order that sheds a new light on a troubled family. Tortellina Fields, 32, allegedly unalived and dismembered her mother, strewing pieces of pieces of her hair and just bits of her all around the yard and even cooking some in a steel pot. Law enforcement in the Bluegrass state allege. The defendant stands accused of one count each of murder, obstructing governmental operations, tampering with physical evidence, torturing a puppers to not being a torturing a dog. Ma'am, I don't care who was involved. All y'alls to Snake Island. Do not come back. Do not, pass go. Stay at Snake Island. And abuse of a corpse, according to Robertson County indictment obtained by Law and Crime. Now the accused killer's sister claims their older brother was the true mastermind behind the violent death of Trudy Fields. Quote, "My mother was butchered by my sister under his advisement," Telbyfield writes in an emergency protective order petition. "He has threatened my life, my mother, my sister, my whole family. He has called and made threats to unalive me to claim his birthright as the firstborn." Uh, the unaliving of Trudy Fields is believed to have occurred sometime around late October 8th or early October 9th. The petition was filed on October the 11th. Vivid reports were released in the interim detailing a carnage-filled crime scene that painted the defendant as a believer in the occult. On the day of the grim discovery, maintenance workers arrived at a residence in Robertson County, Kentucky, to work on a building for the property owner. After receiving no response at the front door, a worker walked around toward the back of the residence, according to the police release, cited by Cincinnati based ABC affiliate WCPO. There were allegedly piles of hair, a bloody mattress, and drag marks. Then they followed the upset grass to make even a more chilling find. Around 11 or 12:26 p.m., one maintenance worker called 911 after allegedly finding human remains behind the house, presumably that those had belonged to the owner of the house. Kansas State they mean Kentucky. They don't mean Kansas. Kentucky State Police arrived and found what the document terms as a quote unquote dismembered body. Along with those human remains, state troopers allegedly found a bloody stained mattress as well as telltale blood on the back porch and the threshold of the back door. Additionally, investigators said they found a blood-stained slick near the back porch and another bloody mattress there. State troopers also described drag marks in the grass, starting from the residence and ending where the body was eventually found. Workers said at October 9th was at least the second time they had visited the property owned by Trudy Fields that week. The maintenance med said they had been to the Fields property the day before, where they encountered the defendant casting spells on them and being confrontational. Police since arrested and filed formal charges against Torlina Fields and have largely kept, pretty quiet about any more information that they've gathered. The alleged interest in spells, however, appears to be something new, according to the family cited by Lexington-based Fox affiliate WDKY. For years, Torlina Fields had been living in California, acting under a stage name and even appearing in films. The indictment contains at least two different aliases for the defendant, Naomi Navari and Nao Navari. An IMDb page shows two film credits. On Instagram, she amassed 154,000 followers. She was an actress doing her thing out there. I guess we were told a couple months ago she was in a bad motorcycle accident and sustained a brain injury, a cousin told the TV station. And I was, I guess, wandering around Cali, didn't know her name, didn't know where she belonged. I guess people were trying to get her help down there, but couldn't get it done. So that's when Trudy stepped in to help. The defendant's sister seems to be implying that their brother took advantage of the brain injury to engineer the hitherto unimaginable. Quote, "He's on his way as I write this to unalive me and take everything he thinks is his," the protective order petition goes on. "Please give me this order. Without it, I am next. Please help save not just my life, but countless future victims." The petition also alleges years of DV suffered by the Fields siblings and accuses the brother of being suspected of homicide in California. In the margin on the first page of the petition, Telby Fields offers a dire prediction. "When my body is found, my brother unalived me." Later that same day, a judge in Robertson County granted the protective order. In the order, Fields' brother was prohibited from contacting his sister and must remain at least 500 feet away from her at all times. Additionally, the judge ordered the brother to remain at least 500 feet away from his mother's home and the funeral. Law enforcement has not named the brother in question or given any definite indication of the sister's story, in relation to what they're investigating. This is still an open investigation, but we are looking into all information that is being gathered, a spokesperson for the Kentucky State Police told Law and Crime when asked about the allegations, contained in the emergency protective order petition. So it does seem like there may be some more to this. I do think, again, this has all the makings, and as much as I hate the sensationalism, this case is probably going to be one that's going to be very big. It has, witchcraft, traumatic brain injury, possibly, coercion and sort of family dynamics and abusive ones at that. So I think this one will be one to watch, depending on how the investigation goes forward. But it really is going to be quite interesting to see what they uncover, what was the catalyst, and where the defense is going to go with this. Y'all, I would not pay for this. Scariest haunted house leaves visitors stripped, shaved, and humiliated. No, I already lived with a Sarah Boone. I'm not living with another one. I am not paying for someone to humiliate me. I'm in total shock. What in the no, no, this is a hell no, y'all. And they probably paid like 50 daggone bucks to get freaking abused. It's a psychological torture chamber. Ahead of Halloween, a haunted house is hitting headlines for hosting a series of sadistic seeming experiences, including verbal humiliation and electric shocks. Look, y'all, I understand the masochism is strong in some of y'all, but listen to a Taylor Swift song or Nickelback and feel very bad about yourself. What is wrong with you guys? Quote, "I'm in total shock. I can't believe how far things were taken in there." Visitor Liam Gould, 32, told Jam Press, recalling his nightmarish experience in the notorious Scream Shack. The haunted house, Enola at Scare Maze, located in Walsall, England, and its 18 and over Halloween experience is so petrifying that people have to sign a two-page waiver to enter. Yeah, that's a no. That's a no for me. If I have to sign something that's like, "You will not sue us," that's an activity that Mo will stay home for. You have what is this? No. Why? They shaved it. I Y'all, I am just gonna recommend this should not be a first date. Men, women, Zimzers, do not try this as a first date. It will go either really, really, really good for you or horribly, horribly wrong. There is not gonna be a middle on this particular date choice. Those brave enough to sign the document can enter the 6th room, each of which has a different theme and actor, to have their psychological fortitude tested via various scares. This experience may involve anything from nudity to muscle simulation machines and removal of personal items and clothing. During his haunted house call, Gold said he was verbally abused, prodded, shocked, shaved, waxed, and stripped down to his skivvies, like a BDSM experience designed by infamous horror flick creator Wes Craven. Oh, all right. So this is a kinky smexy thing. Now I get it. Now I get it. Okay, if this is your jam, it's definitely not my jam, but have fun with this and enjoy being stripped nude and shaved and waxed. So really, it's just a really creepy spa. You like they're going in like, okay, we're gonna wax your legs, and you're a horrible person. What in the absolute insanity is going on here? I didn't expect it to be as intense or at the level it was, but I should have known better after signing the waiver form. The Brit said he was particularly taken aback after encountering naked actors inside the haunted house. The pain wasn't just physical. While in the first imitation torture chamber, modeled after a hospital waiting room with patients, Goal said he was belittled and bossed around in the worst way possible. If you're easily offended, this experience isn't for you, he cautioned. Worst of all, Enola, described as a bad trip on the site, is a solo experience, meaning visitors can't rely on psychological safety in numbers. This is the only for those who believe they are brave enough to face the sick, twisted, weird, and strange, the Fearmongers website claims. You will leave wondering, WTF just happened? Scare Maze survivors were not disappointed by the Scream Shack, which was named the best out of season experience at the UK and Europe Scare Awards in 2023. I did not know we had a Scare Award. I I've been to every haunted house and Halloween experience, said one partaker on Instagram per Jam Press. This was the most intense. Another recounted, "We did it, never again. Geez, I was so out of it I couldn't form proper sentences," said a third. Y'all, this is not my jam. I don't understand why people want to pay to be afraid. But that is our final story. If you would like to go to the most ridiculous haunted house, you will have to go to England and go check out Enola because this looks like this looks like no fun. Again, sounds like a combat salon. Like we're gonna be waxing and shaving you and getting you all hot for your date while we tell you you're terrible and shock you. Yeah. Not to mention, step up behind me. Poor actor is gonna get a karate chop. I have a great big startle reflex and I cannot control it. Have a lovely day, you guys. I am going to do a bio break and then I will be heading over to Broken Baker. Thank you all so much for joining me today, Friday, for Mornings with Mo. And hopefully, I gave you a mix of the news and everything else. And just thank you guys so much for the support and encouragement after some broken person decided to waste their time yesterday. I actually prayed for that person last night because goodness, how broken, how destroyed, how empty is your life that you have to do that kind of stuff. But I do appreciate all of you guys being supportive and helping me, and having you guys all around made it really easy to see that this is a broken person, striking out because they're broken. But have a good day, and I will see you guys in just a little bit. Bye, guys.